Hotel finally came out. It's a show that I was excited to see for a while. I only discovered who the creator of Ivzy Pop was earlier this year, and I only learned about the project later than everybody else. To be honest, I can't really remember how. Maybe it showed up in my YouTube recommendations, maybe somebody shared it on Facebook or Twitter. I don't know. I can't remember how I figured it out, but either way, I liked the concept a lot. I watched it within the first few hours it was uploaded. I didn't have time to talk about it yesterday. And usually what I do when I make these videos is I'll talk about the good stuff if I liked it and constructive criticisms, or if I didn't like something, why. What I wanted to do this time is really focus on what an achievement this really is and what a cool project it really is. Because it's an independent animated pilot, which is incredible. So no studio backing, fans backing this. So really, really cool stuff, which means you can see a creator's vision completely and fully. Also, the fact that animation is difficult no matter what. It took 3 years to make this pilot, and the effort in it is just beautiful. I mean, the fact that people from all over the world were working on this is truly something special. So the independent aspect of this project is amazing. Also, the fact that it's adult animation, which is really cool. And it's from a female creator. You don't really see that too much. Probably going to get a little bit of shit for talking about this. And I'm not saying that male-created adult animation is bad or anything. Not at all. There's a lot I love. I love South Park. I've liked earlier episodes of Family Guy. And I think adult animation is a wonderful thing to have. I mean, Bob's Burgers is technically considered adult animation, but other than a few swear words, that there's nothing really bad in it for kids. I love Bob's Burgers. I guess what's different about this is it's a very different art style. I mean, adult animation is usually a lot of it feels very gratuitous. And the artwork is generally more reserved. This is this beautiful, fluid explosion of an art style. It's a very unique art style for adult animation. It's a unique point of view for adult animation. And I think that's really nice. I think that's refreshing, and I would love to see more variety within adult animation in general, in different styles, different people creating it, because it does feel a little homogenous. So this is really, really cool. Again, not saying that adult animation is bad by any means, but it is cool to see something that is completely different. I like the colors. I think it's a beautiful looking show. I love how fluid it is. I like the colors. Again, I think it's a fun concept. I really, really appreciate it. They had some really funny jokes in there. Again, I love dirty jokes. It also feels like it's got a ton of heart to it. I've seen adult comedies where it just feels bitter and angry and unpleasant. I think there are prejudices against animation as a medium in general, not just for kids media, but for adult animation in general. So I'd be curious to see more different kinds of projects in adult animation. I think that's really cool about what's going on nowadays with people making their own content and what's getting popular. I also like that this feels like a step up from some of the shows like Billy and Mandy and Invader Zim. Also, I got a very strong panty and stocking feel out of this, which is an anime I absolutely think is hilarious. I think the characters are very interesting. I think it's it's genuine and it's very, very original. So there's so much going on there, and pilots are very, very difficult to do because you have to introduce your characters and your world and what they're going through. You really have a lot to set up. There really is a lot riding on a pilot. Again, just the fact that so many people from all over the world came together to make this, that it has such a unique point of view. That's great. I think my favorite character, like a lot of people, was Angel Dust, who is the... for those of you who may not know the plot, but if you're watching this, I assume you know what this show is. But the plot is that the Princess of Hell wants to open a rehabilitation hotel to solve Hell's overpopulation crisis. That is fantastic. So it leaves a lot of room to wonder how they're gonna take this story. Because I think it's a great plot. Again, the way it does this rehabilitation, I think the fact that it's set in hell gives it a lot of fun. This is a very different kind of hell. It's very red, but even though there's a lot of reds used, it's still really pleasing to look at. The colors do look very nice. They pop. They're very vibrant. So it stands out among a lot of other kinds of hells. Again, it's very original, very unique point of view. Angel Dust is very funny. So Angel Dust is the first client in the Happy Hotel. Later, Hazbin Hotel. Angel Dust is a porn star, essentially. It's very, very funny. And I think I think his design is supposed to be spider influenced. The designs are all very anthropomorphic, anthropomorphic animals, human-animal hybrids, demons, a lot of animal elements in there. But you got Angel Dust, who I will admit, I should have watched this again before doing this. But he was essentially promising he'd play nice for free rent, essentially. So everyone obviously treats, even though Charlie, the main character, is a princess, nobody respects her. So maybe she's a figurehead, or maybe it's because she's a nice demon that people think, oh, they can just be terrible. But Angel Dust is the funniest character in the whole show. Because he's so unapologetic about his vices, and he gets the funniest lines. He makes a lot of sex jokes, but in very funny ways. I think if you've seen this, I think you know what lines I'm talking about. He's my favorite character. There's no contest, really. Angel Dust is fantastic. He's hilarious. The voice casting, I think, is a lot of independent artists, too. Or at least voice actors from some of them were from anime, some of them were from video games, which is very different than the voice actors I'm used to. So it's really cool, again, to see some new people in there, hear some new voices, and see some talent that I previously wasn't aware of. I know many people who worked on this are students. Many of them are freelancers. Many of them worked at studios. It's cool to see so much of that come together, and it's really cool to see so much passion put into this. Again, I like the concept. I think there's so much that can be done with it. I'm impressed. It's funny. It's an utter achievement that this was made, and I can't wait to see more. More of this show and more from adult animation.